Forgive them, Father. You've probably noticed something strange about this era of politics. Leaks are constant, daily, even hourly. But here's the thing, leaks are not the scandal. They are the signal. And we should be paying a lot more attention to what they tell us. Every administration leaks. That's not new. What is new is the volume, the speed, and the casualness of the leaks coming out of this one. We saw the same pattern during Trump's first term, and now it's back again. But these leaks aren't just whistleblowers acting out of conscience anymore. They're ambient, constant, sometimes strategic, sometimes panicked, sometimes just plain petty. And when you step back and look at them together, they tell a much bigger story. This is what happens when performance replaces governance. Take the recent leaks about internal chaos at the Department of Justice and the FBI. It's not just about personalities or policy details. It's about what those leaks represent. In stable systems, silence and discipline are standard. In decaying systems, leaking becomes instinctive. It's what people do when power is fragmented and fear flows downward. Now, there are two different kinds of leaks happening at the same time. First, the intentional leaks, the ones carefully released to shape perception, test narratives, or send signals of loyalty. They're not accidents, they're tools. In a regime addicted to spectacle, leaks become the substitute for official communication. And then there's the survival leaks. These are way more dangerous. They come from people who don't just trust internal channels, who believe oversight won't protect them, and who leak as a form of insurance. If this all blows up, the thinking goes, I don't want to be the only one left holding the bag. And when both kinds exist, intentional and survival, you get what we're living through right now. A constant, chaotic performance that feels accidental, but it really isn't. Because Trump's world thrives on this contradiction. Leaks are hunted and rewarded at the same time. That's not a bug, it's the operating system. The most powerful institutions in history rarely leaked, and not because they were moral, but because they were confident. When rules are clear and systems are strong, people keep their heads down. When power becomes personalized and unstable, people start talking. And here's the truth. People around Trump don't fear violence. They fear losing power. And that's the real tale. Every leak isn't just a story, it's a confession. It means someone inside believes the rules don't protect them anymore. And that's terrifying for institutions built on hierarchy and control. But here's where Democrats are getting it wrong. Each leak gets treated as its own scandal. A new investigation, a new letter. But leaks don't just live in oversight. They live in narrative. They move faster than committees ever can. And if you respond with process instead of storytelling, you lose the attention war before it even starts. A leak about corruption means someone thinks they're untouchable. A leak about internal fighting means decisions are being made through loyalty, not logic. And leaks about chaos? It's not chaos, it's the performance of chaos. It's become normal. Signal chains are leaking, internal memos getting emailed to reporters, agencies contradicting themselves anonymously. And at this point, it's not sloppiness. It's a system that doesn't even pretend to care about professionalism anymore. It rewards visibility, punishes silence, and treats seriousness as optional. And that's why it's corrosive, because it trains us, the public, to expect dysfunction, to watch the circus instead of holding it accountable. When everything is chaos, nothing sticks. We've normalized the noise. And here's the irony. These leaks could be weapons if we actually understood them, not to exploit recklessly, but to frame clearly. Each leak isn't a random event. It's part of a pattern showing how power really moves. Take the Susie Wiles story after the Vanity Fair profile. The regime didn't correct or clarify anything. Instead, it launched a coordinated show of unity. Senior officials posted near simultaneous defenses using nearly identical language and tone. That wasn't fact-checking, it was a narrative infrastructure activating. In a healthy government, chiefs of staff work quietly behind the scenes, but in Trump's orbit, silence is weakness. Public loyalty is the new currency. What is the message here? Narrative discipline is power. Trump's movement understands that. They align messaging, they repeat the same frames, they move quickly and speak in unison. Meanwhile, the Democrats show up to a sword fight armed with bullet points and academic nuisance and academic nuance. And in a world where attention decides truth, velocity, coherence, and repetition, win. Until Democrats realize the message discipline isn't spin, it's infrastructure, the facts will keep losing to organized falsehoods. Because the story isn't the leak itself, the story is why so many insiders believe leaking is the only language left. And what that tells about us, about who still fears power and who no longer does. I'm Chris McIntyre, and this is Almost Above Average. Hit subscribe, and let's see you in the comments.